What is up, everybody? Welcome to week number 8 of Digital NFL here on the Shaunosaurus Digital Sports Network. It's been a week. I haven't uh, fallen out of the flow. Obviously, these last couple sentences, not great. Today we have the Digital Packers taking on the Digital Rams in what should be a really high-scoring game. Two very powerful offenses. Hopefully, Geronimo Allison and Randall Cobb are back this week to help the Packers offense, which is they struggled in Detroit, and they needed a pretty big comeback to beat the 49ers on Monday Night Football. Meanwhile, here in the digital verse, the Packers lost, and the Madden predictor is now 0-6. So whoever wins this game is going to lose in real life. I'm so glad that the Rams went back to that blue and yellow because it looks great. Packers elected to receive, and we'll get this game underway. I'm excited to watch this game. It's gonna be a fun game. Green Bay's defense needs to probably get like 2 stops realistically. There are Aaron Rodgers' 2017 season stats. Again, the injury shortened season, and these are all played in exhibition mode, so it just pulls all of the stats from last year. So that's why the numbers are weird. You have to like the Packers' chances if they end up in a shootout with Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams has looked really good this year. Randall Cobb and Geronimo Allison have been big parts of it. So this is going to be a fun game. 1st and 10 for the Packers after that return up to the 28-yard line. They're going to start with a handoff to Montgomery for a gain of 1, maybe. Realistically, probably no gain. Start to look at the offensive line for Green Bay and the backs and receivers. Second down and 8. They actually gave him a little over a yard, so it looks like it's going to be a second down and a long 8. Single receiver set. Single back set. One receiver on either side. Handoff to Jones. Gets a block and is off to the races. A big, huge gain down the sideline for 20 yards, and that's going to set Green Bay up with a first down at about midfield. Jones with 1 rush. Big run. And a good start for the Green Bay offense. As there is head coach Sean McVay. Just no one there. It looked like one of the Rams players was trying to get in the backfield, but for some reason they took a bad angle on that previous play. So what could have been potentially a loss is now all of a sudden a 20-yard gain for the Packers offense. Rodgers in the I formation sends Allison in motion. Drops back to pass. Finds Geronimo Allison for a gain of 2. And that'll be a second and 8 across midfield. There is the Rams' defensive line. Aaron Donald is absolutely insane. There are the linebackers. They play a 4-3. Green Bay also plays a 3-4, 3-4 as well. I was reading it backwards. But it's a 3-4. Second down and 7, so they gave him a gain of 3. Single back set, 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Rodgers drops back, pressure off the side, gets it away to Jimmy Graham, who was wide open over the middle. Big gain of 15 yards, and that's going to set up another first down. So 1st and 10 on the 33. Hoping to get Jimmy Graham more involved. Just wide open over that middle section. Sweet replay. Nice slow-mo. So a good opening drive so far. Aaron Aaron Rodgers with 9 yards per attempt. First and 10, two receivers wide to the right. Rodgers with the hard count gets to the defender to jump off sides. Then it's a play action pass to Kendricks, who was in for the touchdown. And that's what Rodgers does so well, is that hard count to draw the defense off sides. And he just has a free play. And that is a terrific drive. Huge play down the sideline, and it is 6-0 Green Bay. Wow. There's Clay Matthews. Kendricks with the opening score. And no replay on that, so that was cool. Hoping for one. Extra point is up and good, and Green Bay has a full 7-0 lead, thanks to Mason Crosby. What a storybook ending to Mason Crosby's game last week. After going 1-4-5 field goal wise in the Detroit game, for him to come back, hit, I think it was 3 field goals, made all those extra points, and it came down to him to have the final kick and win the game. It sounds like a movie. It sounds like a cheesy sports movie that I would watch and probably love, because I love cheesy sports movies, because I like sports. Obviously, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't like sports. Could you imagine if somebody's like, I'm going to commentate 16 games of digital Madden digital football, but I don't really like sports. But what a great ending. Go Mason Crosby. I always believed in you. It's a pretty brutal game in Detroit, but nice move by the return man. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line for what's his name? Jared Goff. That's it. There he is. If I waited 2 more seconds. There are his 2017 season stats: 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And in an incredible season, after he went like 0-7 as the starter the previous year, and everybody was writing him off as a dud and a bust and all this crap, comes back and leads the Rams into the playoffs last year and off to a 7-0 start so far this year. You can't forget about Todd Gurley. And then went to college, Cooper Kupp, who went to Eastern Washington University. So that's pretty cool. Glad to see him doing well in the NFL. There is your offensive line for the Los Angeles Rams. And there are your backs and receivers. I'll be curious to see the Rams' offensive strategy. Do they try to run the ball to control the clock to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field, or do they just say, "Hey, we can go back and forth with them. We can turn this into a shootout, and we feel confident in our receivers and our quarterback to duel Aaron Rodgers for the win." There are first the defensive line, your linebackers, and your safeties and corners. Some interesting comments from Clinton Dix, who doesn't think he'll be playing in Green Bay next year, which would be too bad. Actually, I really like Clinton Dix, and I'd like to see him to continue be in the green and gold. I think he is a good player at his position. It is 3rd down and 5. The ball is actually going to be batted away by Tramon Williams. So after a completed pass for about 3, a run for about 2, it's an incomplete pass on 3rd down, which brings up 4th and 5, and a 3 and out for the Green Bay defense. Aaron Rodgers will get the ball back after this punt. Obviously, they're not just giving it to him. Here you go, Mr. Rodgers. A booming kick back to the 4-yard line, and Green Bay will start deep in their own territory. Great kick by the punter. Bad camera work by the digital cameraman. There is Aaron Rodgers. First down and 10 from the 4-yard line as we approach the end of the first quarter. Haven't seen any Devontae Adams or Randall Cobb so far. It's been Allison, Graham, and what's his name? They caught the touchdown. Crap. I'm totally blanking on it. Doesn't matter. It's a handoff to Aaron Jones, who's going to pick up 6 yards for a second down and 5. So it must be a second down and a short 5. So it's weird because it was first down and 10 and went to second and 5, but the yardage went from the 4-yard line to the 10-yard line. So hooray for math. I don't know. Looks like it's a short 5 yards though. Second down, empty set for Rodgers in the shotgun. Passes over the middle to Graham, who should have enough yardage for the first down. Unless that's an incomplete pass. Just kidding. Incomplete pass will bring up third down and 5. You got to have that. He had it right in his hands. Nice defensive play. Interesting offensive set for the Packers. Drops back. Runs around. Jones gets it. Breaks a tackle. Catches the ball. Boy, you could really... It's been a week off. I didn't think it would throw me off this much, but it has. Aaron Jones caught the ball, made a nice move to make a defender miss, picked up enough yardage for the first down, so it'll be first and 10 at about the 12-yard line, or I'm sorry, the 17-yard line or so. It looked like it was Aaron Donald on the tackle. Kendricks was the guy who caught the touchdown pass. Just remember that. So still no first and 10 pass out to the right side. Oh, Randall Cobb getting in on the action, and that is going to be a first down at the 27-yard line as the time ticks away on this first quarter. Randall Cobb with his first touch of the game. I was actually just about to say, still haven't seen him yet. There he is, making a nice catch for a gain of 11. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. First and 10 here in the Los Angeles Coliseum when we come back. Look at all that hype. That's today's episode isn't. Don't look at that. 1, Snickers isn't sponsoring this. 2, Snickers are bad. If I had an option of who sponsored this stuff, it'd be Kit Kat bars. Kit Kat, if you would like to sponsor this, please let me know. You can find me on Twitter at ShaunasaurusRex. You can also watch the sponsor of this show, which is just a cheap plug for me. You can watch Week in Review every Tuesday on this very YouTube channel that has digital football. And again, Kit Kat, call me. You follow me on Twitter, you're halfway there. You don't have to call me, you can just DM me. Back to the action on the field. Errant pass thrown by Aaron Rodgers will bring up second and 10. Looked like it was intended for Cobb. Shields on the coverage. I thought I read 18, but it was Cobb. That will bring up a second down in the I formation. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Going to be a handoff to Jones, who will run up the right side and get maybe a yard. No, actually, he's going to lose a yard. Third down and 11. So the Packers got off to a good start on this drive, but last couple plays have been incomplete pass and a rush for a loss of 1. Third down and 11, probably a good time for the Rams to bring some bring some pressure up the middle, try and get to Rodgers, either force an error throw, get a sack, and get off the field, giving their quarterback the ball back with a one-score game. Rodgers running out to his right side just as he was about to throw. Can't get the ball away. And Longacre? Oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. Here's the replay. He was trying to throw the ball. He got sacked. That's what happened. I was hoping the name would pop up. There he is. Got off the block. Rodgers looked like he had maybe a few yards to run. Probably wouldn't have gotten very far. But that sack will bring up 4th and 11. Scott kicks it away. Another booming punt all the way back to the 12-yard line. And it'll be a few-yard return up to the 17. Natson on the return. No targets to Robert Woods yet as the Los Angeles Rams offense comes back out onto the field. The defense did their part, held Aaron Rodgers to 0 points on that particular drive, gave up a couple of first downs, but was able to get off the field, and they give the offense the ball back, with the game still being one score. Goff in the shotgun, Todd Gurley off to his right. It's going to be a handoff to Gurley, who's going to find the gap for a nice gain. It's going to be an 11-yard gain and a first down for the Rams. Nice run. Packers defense not really anywhere to be found there. Nice block. Not really sure what we're looking at there. First down and 10 from the 28-yard line. 3 receivers set. Cooper Kupp up top. Another handoff to Gurley, and if it's wide open like that, why not? Nice 7-yard run there. And it'll bring up 2nd and short, 2nd and 3. Again, it's just a huge hole. Clinton Dix on the tackle. It brings up a 2nd and short. Trips receivers down to the bottom of your screen to the right of Goff. Single receiver up top. Drops back to pass, and there is Robert Woods. Gain of about 8, and that'll be a first down. So Goff is 2 for 3 for 13 yards. Woods with his first reception of the game gives the Rams a fresh set of downs. Trying to get my words all straight there. It's all coming out all weird. Ugh. I guess that's what happens when you take a week off. It's like a jumbo set single back. Goff with a play action pass. All kinds of time. Throws a deep ball down to Woods, who looked like he had a shot at it, but it got popped loose and falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 to go. 2:36 left here in the first half. Goff in the shotgun, takes the snap, fires out to his right, and that is Reynolds, I believe, on the reception, up to the 43-yard line, and it's first down. Kevin King on the tackle. Nice catch. Good glitch by Kevin King. Not in that angle, in the previous angle. The Rams don't get a playoff before the 2-minute warning, and it'll be 1st and 10. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Green Bay leading 7-0. Rams driving when we come back. Nailed it. I got it that time. They'll trick me later. I mean, they'll absolutely trick me later. The Rams have had a very nice drive, kind of just dinking and dunking their way down the field. A couple big runs, some nice passes. And the Rams are in Green Bay territory, so the Rams have figured out what works. Probably running the ball against the Green Bay defense. And finding those open spaces. Woods with another catch. That one goes for about 12, and that'll be 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. So Woods quiet in that first drive. Obviously, it was a 3-and-out. So Goff didn't even look Woods' way. But on this second drive, he's found Woods a few times for some good gains. See what happens here from a clock management standpoint. If you've been following along all season, the last 2 minutes of either half have been an absolute mess as far as timeouts and not using them. That pass was errant. It looked like he actually had Gurley coming out of the backfield in the flat, but didn't throw it to him. Will this still count as a flat if he's above or past the line of scrimmage? God, I don't know. Question for another time. 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Goff drops back. All day to throw. Finds Cooks for about 7. Give him 8. Nope, 7. I had it right the first time. And I guessed incorrectly. I was trying to correct myself. I was like, 7? Maybe 8. I can't remember exactly what yard line they started at. 3rd down and 3. Green Bay looks like they may be showing a little bit of pressure off either edge. Triple set of receivers to the right. Woods again with another catch for a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 19. The Rams are going to take their first timeout. Green Bay still leads 7-0. I'm 2 for 2. Feeling so good about that. 2 for 2 on these setups to commercials that I don't have. That would have been a good thing to do on the bye week, was like set up like actual advertisements. That's a good idea. Will I do it? I don't know. Is it a funny idea? Absolutely. Are they going to change from this camera angle? I don't know. Yep, they will. Eventually. Three receivers to the top side of your screen. Goff in the shotgun. Hands off to Todd Gurley, who's going to get a huge gain of 10. Should be right about a 1st down, maybe 2nd and short. I'm not exactly sure where they're going to spot the ball. The Rams are going to take their second timeout inside the 10-yard line. 7-0 Green Bay. Dang it. It's 2 for 2. Now I'm 2 for 3. 2nd and inches are going to spot him just a little bit short of that 1st down yardage. But a huge run and a good play on a 1st down with a couple timeouts in your pocket. 50 seconds is a ton of time. You can get a 1st down before the end zone, which is always good. So it gives you a maximum of 5-6 plays to get a touchdown. 2nd down, 3rd down. That's 2. 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd. 5 plays. Math has not been my strong suit today. I don't know why. Been just like a little off. That's okay though. Goff lines up in the shotgun, looking for Robert Woods again. Looked like he had him. Woods had space, but he just didn't put the ball in a spot where Woods could get it. It's going to bring up 3rd down and inches. Actually surprised to see a throw there. You figure you run Todd Gurley, get the yardage, quickly to the line, spike the ball, save that timeout. That's what I would have done. But I'm not in charge. We just watch Lord and Savior John Madden and what happens. Todd Gurley should have had that. Get crushed by Jones. The ball falls incomplete. And after taking a timeout with about 50 seconds left, 2 incomplete passes, saves Green Bay all their timeouts, forces a field goal try by Greg Zuerlein and the Los Angeles Rams. And instead of trying to put 7 on the board, the Rams are only going to try for 3. The kick is up. It is good. So 7-3. And the Packers defense typically seems to play a bend, don't break, holds, and only allows a field goal. So that feels like a pretty good win because the Rams really worked their way down the field very efficiently and effectively on that last drive. And they have all 3 timeouts and Aaron Rodgers. So opportunity to put this back to a 7-point, potentially an 11-point game, depending on how they use their timeouts, which has been questionable at best. Absolutely confusing at worst. As we look at Ty Montgomery deep in the end zone, awaiting the kick. Ball is away. He takes it about 2 yards deep, up past the 22, the 24. You figure you just take a knee. Save that time. So 38 seconds left. Aaron Rodgers has a full set of timeouts to work his way down the field. Did so very effectively on the first drive. The second drive stalled out after a couple of first downs. Rodgers with 2 receivers to either side, sets up with the shotgun, empty set. Oh. Valdez-Scantling comes down with a 4-yard gain out of bounds. Stops the clock. And it's 2nd and 6. Very high pass. Was a very good catch by Valdez-Scantling, who had a much better second game against San Francisco than he did against the Detroit Lions. That play is going to go under the hood. I don't know if he caught it. Either way, I mean, it's not going to run the clock or anything. It's just it's a 4-yard difference. After review, they're going to overturn it. It'll be 2nd and 10. Didn't look like that second foot came down inbounds, which is too bad. The Rams brought a little bit of pressure up the middle and forced an early throw by Rodgers, and that throw went a little bit high. And Valdez-Scantling was unable to come down with it. Inbounds, they're going to hand off to Aaron Jones. He'll run off the right side for a gain of 3, 4. So 3rd down and 6. The clock continues to move. The Rams are going to get the ball after half. Green Bay is not taking any timeouts. The Rams aren't taking their timeout. And yet another series of confusing time management. What in the... It's the weirdest thing. It doesn't make any sense at all. We'll go to halftime. Packers lead 7-3 in Los Angeles. Green Bay leading in all of the stats. 70 total yards. Or maybe that was passing yards. They really cut away from that a lot sooner than I was anticipating. We'll get prepared for the second half. Green Bay leading 7-3. Green Bay is going to kick the ball away. Rams will get first crack at it. Really had a nice drive towards the end of the first half. Only able to come away with a field goal. Green Bay didn't do anything with their possession before halftime. So Green Bay leads by 4 at the start of the third quarter. Natson comes out of the end zone and takes it up to the 23-yard line And that's where Jared Goff will get his first crack of the second half. Here comes Goff, looking to build on the momentum of the previous drive, hopefully this time getting it into the end zone. Still surprised that on the second and third and inches down in the red zone, they didn't just hand it off to Gurley. Hand it off, get the first down. They had been very successful running the ball, including the previous play where they got 9 yards, and they just elected not to. So an interesting play call decision down in the red zone. They'll hand off to Gurley here for no gain. Actually, it looks like he lost a yard there. So second down and 11. Figure you hand it off twice. You try to get up, spike the ball. They had plenty of time to run stuff. And then you just take 3 shots to the end zone. But, again, I'm not in charge here. Lord Madden will do his thing. And we have been gifted a 7-3 football game here in the third quarter. In addition to that sort of thing, the Packers really haven't been effective on offense past that first drive. Kupp with his first touch of the game, and that'll be a gain of 6, bringing up third and manageable, third and medium, I guess, third and 5. I could just read the screen, say that, 3rd and 5. But I want to be a fancy commentator. Fancy. Pinkies up. Fancy. Like that advert to the magazine and in SpongeBob, Fancy Living. Goff takes the ball, a big heave deep, and Brandon Cooks is wide open. Hurdles, runs a weird route, and takes a weird angle, and is in for the touchdown. So Cooks with a huge play down the sideline, and that's going to give the Rams a 9-7 lead with an extra point pending. A beautiful pass by Goff. Cooks able to get behind Tramon Williams, who tries to dive and get Woods, but is unable. Sean McVay celebrates a big play, big touchdown there, and gives the Rams a 2-point lead, extra point pending. Greg Zuerlein kicks it away, and it is up and good for a 3-point Rams lead. So 3 plays, 77 yards, 1 minute and 26 seconds off the clock. And that's what I thought I'd see more of. You saw it in the San Francisco game where Green Bay really struggles against balanced offenses, and you figured that Los Angeles would try to run the ball a bunch with Gurley, try to play off some play action, get deep passes. But the Rams have tremendously talented receivers who can get behind coverage and make big plays deep down the field. And I thought I'd see more shots down the field, but it's been mostly, 10, 12-yard gains until that particular play. Montgomery runs it out of the end zone. He's averaging 26 yards per return. He'll give Aaron Rodgers his first crack at the second half at the 25-yard line. So after the big play by the Rams, see what Green Bay does to respond. See how Aaron Rodgers' left knee holds up. Watch him clap a little bit. They'll change from this camera angle at some point. I could get better at filling time, more or less. Instead of just complaining about the camera angle. Maybe have something interesting to say. I guess. That was a weird play. It looked like they were trying to run a screen out to Devontae Adams, who has his first catch of the game. But Barron is there with the tackle. It looked like Adams had a shot to run that ball, but it was really low, and Cobb couldn't hold the block. That was a weird play. So it is 2nd and 12 after the 2-yard loss on the would-be screen pass. Rodgers under center, hands to Jones, who is blown up in the backfield. Absolutely demolished. And there's Longacre again. Longacre? I think. Longacre? I haven't really watched any Rams games, so I don't exactly know how to pronounce his last name. That's okay. He's not watching this. If you are, sir, I'm very sorry. You can also tweet at me if you'd like. If you it would include Kit Kat in there and say, hey, he may not be able to pronounce my name, but it's like his content, I would appreciate it. Maybe Kit Kat would sponsor. Rodgers with a deep drop finds Ty Montgomery, who is only going to gain about 7, maybe 8, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 4. So a 3 and out for the Packers after a failed screen pass, a rush for no gain, put him in 3rd and long. And it'll give Jared Goff back the ball with a lead. Give the ball back. My goodness. The words and the maths and the everything. Point is, Jared Goff 3-point lead. And the St. Louis, damn it. The Los Angeles Rams defense has really played well over the last 3 series. Allowed Green Bay a total of 30 yards or so, maybe. Granted, one of those was a weird at the end of the half situation, but we'll give them credit for it. There is that team, the Rams. The Rams back out on the field inside their own 10-yard line. Goff is going to take the snap inside the 1-yard line, hand off to Gurley, who's going to find a big hole up the middle, and is going to get a gain of 10 for 2nd and inches. So, gain of like 9 3/4. Platform 9 3/4, like that. Harry Potter. Sucks. I don't know, I'm taking such a definitive stance on that in the middle of a football game. You know what I don't like about Harry Potter? No one cares. The cool part is I can edit a lot of that out. Goff comes under center, and after a big run by Gurley, has an offset I formation. He'll hand off to Gurley. And what I thought they should have done in the red zone, they do here. He gets just enough for the first down, probably 2 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10, St. Louis. Gosh darn it. It'll be 1st and 10, Los Angeles. $17-yard line. This feels like a very important drive for the Green Bay defense. They pinned him inside the 5, or at the 5. All they have to do is, get a couple of stops, give the ball back to the offense, and, flip field position. That's a good start. After the first down, it's a 2-yard gain for 2nd and 8. So handing off to Gurley is working well. Maybe not so much on that particular play, but it has proven effective here in the 3rd quarter. Two receivers to the top side of the screen. Gurley again is going to only pick up about 2. Give him 3. Bryce on the stop. 3rd down and 5. It's the second tick away here in the 3rd quarter. Very fast 3rd quarter. The Rams with a big score. Big touchdown early in the quarter. Green Bay not doing so much on offense. Will they get a playoff before the clock expires? No, they won't, and there's no reason to. 3rd down and 5 here at the end of 3. The Rams, 10 unanswered points as we enter the 4th quarter. 10-7's our score. They got me. I thought they were fading to black. Oh, they did it. Oh, they got me, and then they got me again. That's a nice looking helmet clash. I remember, when they would do Monday Night Football and they would always have the helmets explode. I always really enjoyed that. They just look cool. I got 8-year-old. I was thinking about that. They used to do on ABC, when the game was on ABC, they would do those like intro things, and they had like a Toy Story one. That was pretty cool. I like Toy Story and football. Mash those up. 7-year-old Sean's brains. Whoa, what? Anyway, back to the game that's happening on the field. An errant pass by Jared Goff on 3rd and 5 is going to bring up 4th down. Looked like he was looking for Cooper Kupp, maybe, but it didn't look like there was really anybody offensively in the area and able to catch the ball. So Green Bay gets a stop after giving up a 1st down, and these both punters are kicking the ball ridiculously far. Booming kick by the Rams punter, and that'll put the Packers inside the 25. There's Sam Shields. I think Sam Shields played for Green Bay. I don't know if he won the Super Bowl with them, but he might have. Good for him. Another high pass. Geronimo Allison comes down with it, and they're only going to give him... I'll give him 5. It looked like the referee was going to spot the ball only like 2 or 3 yards up the field, but they'll give him an extra couple. 2nd down and 5 coming up. A little bit more of a defensive game than I expected. I thought the score would be a little bit higher. Like a 24-21 sort of thing, some bigger plays through the air, but both defenses have played well. And the Rams, they have their one big play. Green Bay's done a good job of keeping them in check so far. Except for, again, that one play. Anyway, 3-yard gain to Valdez-Scantling, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 2 with 5:07 remaining here in the 4th quarter. The clock continues to move. Trips receivers at the bottom of the screen to Aaron Rodgers' left. Hard count gets Adams on the out, and that'll bring up a 1st down. He got him on the hard count earlier, led to a touchdown. They didn't fall for it this time, but still a good gain up past the 40-yard line. Devontae Adams, who has played very, very well over the last couple of seasons. I remember when I think it was his first year, his first like consistent on the field year. It may have been his rookie year or like his 2nd year. He had a lot of drops, and he has erased that and become the number 1 guy in Green Bay, which is pretty awesome. Allison had the ball. I mean, that being said, I do miss Jordy Nelson. Allison's going to catch that ball, and he's going to get hit and lose it. So it's a catch and fumble. That looks like a football move. So was that Marcus Peters on the recovery? There you go. 1, 2. Dang. And that's a killer turnover. Green Bay was moving the ball down the field. The Rams defense comes up with a huge play with 4 minutes left in this 4th quarter. One receiver to either side. Goff drops back, looking to throw. Has Gurley over the middle, wide open. He'll find that check down. And that'll be a 2nd down and 5 right at midfield. No hurry. No reason to be in a hurry. Gurley was there for a little bit, just ran 5 yards, sat there, and hung out. Martinez looking to get the defense going. Stop here would be huge. I mean, even holding them to a field goal is great. 5 receivers set. Trips to the top of the screen. Goff drops back looking to throw. Finds Gurley out in the flat, and that's going to be no gain. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Clock continues to move as it becomes a little bit more of a factor, but only needing a field goal, I'm sure that changes the strategy just a little bit. Nice open field tackle out there by Kevin King. Shout out to the University of Washington. So 3rd down and 5 at midfield. Two receivers down to Goff's right. Drops back with another throw. Gurley, that 5-yard thing. 5-yard sit. He's ran to the sticks and sat. Goff scrambles around, runs up for a 3-yard gain, but is stopped by Martinez. And that'll bring up 4th and 2. Probably could have thrown to Gurley and had an opportunity. Martinez with a nice stop. But that's how it works. So the clock continues to work its way down to the 2-minute warning. They punt it away at about 2 minutes and 1 second. And the ball goes out at the 6-yard line. So Green Bay has quite a ways to go. 3 timeouts. 1 minute and 57 seconds left. Rams by 3. There's your score by quarter. Green Bay with their opening drive ending in a touchdown. Haven't really done much. As soon as they started to move the ball, Allison coughed it up, but the Green Bay defense holds. So what happens now? You're probably looking at 60 yards or so for a good field goal for Mason Crosby looking for the tie. You got 94 yards for a touchdown. 5 receiver set. Rodgers with a foot in the end zone. Steps back, throws deep, looking for somebody. Geronimo Allison again? I think that's an 81. Marcus Peters on the coverage. Get a better look here on this replay. Not really. It looked like it was Allison again. They went into double coverage. Marcus Peters got his hand on that ball. Probably should have had an interception. That would have really put Green Bay in a bind. But the ball falls harmlessly to the ground. 2nd down and 10. Rodgers back in his own end zone. Running around, scrambling around. Turns and finds Jimmy Graham all the way up to the 33-yard line. So a big gain there. Brings up 1st down and 10. Rodgers quickly to the line. 2 receivers to the top side of the screen. Single back set in the shotgun. Or the pistol, I should say. Rodgers scrambling around. Looking, running, dancing, sliding. That was a mess. Sometimes it is so weird to watch the players move. They just don't, you just run straight up the field. Good enough for a 1st down, regardless. Rodgers drops back again. That one was into double coverage. And it falls incomplete. For some reason, people are wanting a flag. Not really sure why. Intended receiver was Jimmy Graham. Looked like he had his hand on it for a second. Just couldn't come down with the ball. So to bring up 2nd and 10, 46-yard line. Probably need another, 25 yards or so for a reasonable shot at a field goal to send this game into overtime. Rodgers out to Jones, who goes upfield, makes a nice move, makes someone miss. And that'll be a nice gain of about 15 yards or so. Green Bay rushes to the line. Don't need to take those timeouts just yet. We're under a minute to go. 1st and 10 from the 41. Rodgers takes the snap. Somehow 94 didn't get a sack. And that's Valdez-Scantling who's going to fall out of bounds. That is not a touchdown. Should have been. But got pushed out. The target is the 39-yard line. So they're right there. 41. They only needed to. I was giving them the 35, maybe the 30. They're going to take a look at that. It looked like the defender came in and pushed Valdez-Scantling out of the back of the end zone, which is legal. And I just don't think there's any way to overturn this. 1, 2, maybe? I don't know. Hard to tell. Valdez-Scantling has already had a catch overturned to an incompletion, and it looks like they'll leave that the way it was, judging by the way that top looks the same. So 2nd down and 10. That was a nice play. Needed, I don't know, maybe 3 inches or so to try and get both feet in bounds. The red line you see on the screen is the target line for the field goal. So Green Bay's right there. Ideally, you want to make it a little bit closer. Rodgers probably going to run for a few yards. Not really sure what happened there, but there is a penalty flag. Illegal forward pass on the offense. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it is now 3rd down and 15 from the 45-yard line. Wow. All he had to do was run the ball. He had a lane. A lane, not Elaine, but a lane. A lane. And instead, it's a 5-yard penalty that pushes them back to the 45-yard line. So at this point, I don't know, you just take 7 yards, 8 yards, get to that target line, line up for it. Rodgers dancing around in the back, finds Jones, who's going to get to the target line, and is met at the 37. Gain of 9 on the play, and it'll bring up 4th down and 6. So yet again, game comes down to Mason Crosby. The Rams will take a timeout with 8 seconds left, looking to freeze the kicker. I don't know why they're showing the offense out there. It's 4th down. There's no way they're not going to kick the field goal. So here it is, 8 seconds to go. Crosby kicks it. The ball is away, and it's no good. It's short. Crosby can't hit, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Rams with 4 seconds left. The Rams are going to walk away with a win, and that wasn't even close. It's a long field goal for Crosby. And unfortunately, it doesn't go through. The Rams bring their jumbo set out, hand it off to Todd Gurley, who will pad his stats with an extra 5 yards and run out the clock. Green Bay will fall to, and if I check my notes here, hang on. We have notes. They will fall to 2-4-1 after the loss. Another close loss. After that first drive, that turnover was huge, obviously. After that first drive, Green Bay didn't really do a lot. And even when they did, they lost the ball on a turnover. Geronimo Allison fumbled it. So there you go. There you have it. There is your prediction for Week 8, game number 7. Green Bay falls 10-7 in Los Angeles. This is actually the start of a pretty tough stretch for Green Bay, having to go to Los Angeles to face the Rams and to New England. They'll also face Miami and Seattle in a stretch of the next 5 or 6 weeks. So a lot of interesting games coming up. Green Bay loses. We'll see you next week for more digital football action here on the Shawnosaurus Digital Sports Network. The Rams win 10-7 and continue their unbeaten streak. They're now 8-0, which is nuts. And we'll see you again next week in Digital New England. Thank you so much for watching.